started. Okay, great. Welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Dreamstruck. Tonight we are going to talk all about reunion and what we're going to do tonight is have everyone kind of go around and share like why you should sign up for reunion. I know some people are, we're coming up on the last little bit of the 40, of course you think I'd know how the price is. It's 40 something. Anyway.
43.
Thank you, Amber Turner. All right, so $43 registration is coming to a close, and they're going to open up the $11 virtual one soon. So I know some people are like, what's the difference? So tonight we kind of wanted to explain what the difference is between those two registration prices. So the one that's $43 right now, you get a lanyard, a t-shirt, and a cool notebook, and you'll get a nice little box in the mail. And because I know it kind of sucks that we're doing virtual again, so I'm just going to put it out there that I was so looking forward to being in person. And so unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So this year, but fingers crossed, we will do this next year. And so then this is our last virtual reunion. Fingers crossed, praying to Jesus, last one, okay? We need to open back up and we need to get back together in person. So what we wanted to do is share, why should you sign up? So if we were having in person, I would say 100% without a doubt. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my take, and is that this is the cheapest you'll ever be able to attend reunion. The cheapest. And and guess what? You can watch it with no bra, pants are optional. So you know what? It's feel like a win-win all the way around. You guys should join. You guys should sign up and be ready to go. Now, why do you want to attend reunion? Well, I'm going to have some other fabulous people jump in here and share. So who would like, let's see, let's go with Amber. Amber, you want to share why they should join with, or why they should not join. I don't know, I feel like you're joining a cult. Why you should sign up for reunion.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really tried to find my SFR shirt from the first reunion I went to, but I couldn't find it. It absolutely changed my business 100%. So it was in Vegas several years ago, I'm not sure. And I remember specifically like talking to Carol the year before, I think it was in St. Louis or something. And I kind of decided last minute, like, oh, dang, maybe I shouldn't have been ignoring all of the stuff about SFR, because now everyone's like getting ready and they're like posting pictures and packing their bags. And I'm just going to have some FOMO like the whole week long. Right. And Carol, she always like brings me back down to earth. Carol, I don't even know if you remember saying this, but you said, it's okay. Just make it your plan right now to go next year. And I was like, well, all right, I can do that. So I went to Vegas. I went totally alone. Didn't know anybody, didn't go with any of my team. And I honestly think that was a really good move for me. So those of y'all that are like, well, I don't know about watching it just virtually from my house alone, I would actually say do it. Like if you can get together with some friends to watch it, fine. But if not, do it by yourself, because I got so much out of that SFR because I didn't have any distractions, right? I just dove in and did all of the things. I went as I can't remember, either star or superstar consultant, and I promoted to director just 2 or 3 months afterwards, and then earned my second incentive trip. And like, then I didn't miss them after that. Before it was kind of sporadic, and it was just a game changer for me. And honestly, the reason why is because I realized how much bigger Scentsy was than what I was seeing from just, working it as a hobby. I was still a full-time elementary teacher at that time, just working Scentsy when I had time, into it some months, not into it other months. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. But when I went to that SFR and just immersed myself in all the things, I got it. And I was like, holy moly, this is a lot bigger than I had any idea that it was. And I remember all the tears started flowing when they announced, sorry, I think the customer's picking up from my porch, so my dog is going nuts. They announced the Disney incentive that was 5 years ago, not this one, but you know, the one 5 years ago on stage. And I said I went alone. My husband and kids were with me, but like they were doing their own thing because it was Vegas. They were doing fun stuff, but they came to that awards night where they announced SFR. They brought Mickey and Minnie out on the stage. They started playing MICKEY, blah, blah, blah. And my girls looked at me like, and you're gonna get this, right? And it was truly, oh my God, such a magical moment. And even though we won't have that because it's virtual again, the same announcement happened last year when we had SFR virtual. My kids were in the living room with me. We kind of had a feeling that they might be doing Disney again because it's been 5 years. And sure enough, they announced it. And we went out on the trampoline with like confetti poppers or whatever and popped it and said, we're going to do it again. And we created our own moment. And we're going to Disney on June 15th with Scentsy. So yeah, it's an investment. Like Carol said, you'll never go as cheap as you are right now. Do it because it is that pivotal moment in your business that it's legit, you guys. It's totally legit.
I love it. Okay, make sure you guys share with your team members that we are on now because we want to make sure everybody can join. Of course, there's going to be a recording afterwards. So we had a few people say that they love spending time with their team. So many things worth registering, went to World Tour in person, definitely the keynotes and entertainment and Oprah reveals. Oh my gosh, we get to see the whole fall lineup usually at Reunion. And so it's so much fun. Kelly, Emily, Dorothy, who wants to go? I think I saw Debbie's on too, but she's driving. So if she wants to drive safe, go right ahead. Whoever wants to pop on.
I'll share.
Okay.
So believe it or not, I was actually already a director when I attended my first reunion. Now, I do have a bit of an excuse. When I joined in 2011, it was August of 2011. So I had missed that first one. And I believe that was the Fort Worth reunion. And I heard that one was wonderful. Didn't know much about reunions. The following year, we were actually, because we were military, we were PCSing from, and I'm sorry that's military lingo. For those who aren't military, that means permanent change of station. So the Army moved us from Fort Drum, New York to Fort Carson, Colorado. So I was also 6 months pregnant with my daughter. So by the time that we got out there and, we didn't have our household goods yet because they were coming from movers, there was just no way. I mean, of course, David and I were going far away from any family. So we didn't know anyone out there. It's not like I could have had childcare. He had to report for work. So needless to say, there was just no way I could do it. So in that time, even though I didn't have sort of the pump up from SFR, which I had heard things about, I still kind of muscled away through my business. So it was 2013 that I attended my first one, and that was in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that was, we held it at the Lucas Oil Stadium where the Colts play. I don't know if any of you guys are Colts fans, but that was pretty cool. We had Kelly Clarkson as the entertainment. And I have to tell you, like, my little tiny mind was just blown. And you know what's really cool? I didn't have any team out in Colorado at the time, but I had met some girls, like some local consultants that were already in the area, and we actually carpooled. So I had made some new friends, and we drove from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and drove, I don't know, I think it was 9, 10, 12 hours, something like that, to Indianapolis. And we had a great time. We, I think we shared a room too. I don't remember, but anyways, gas was cheap. And just to echo what Carol and Amber have already said, this will be the cheapest you will ever attend SFR. So for $40, it's a tax write-off for your business. I believe right now, if you get the kit, you get, some goodies with it. So it's totally worth it just so you can have, some enjoyment with it at home. But it's definitely worth the investment. Usually the biggest drawback I hear from people as to why they don't attend reunion when I'm talking with my own team is usually the cost involved, because, I do understand it is quite an undertaking for some, especially if, it's far away. So, you have your cost of airfare and lodging and food. And, if you want to buy things while you're there, like at the Scentsy consultant store or whatever they have. So it can be quite an expense, but you don't have that excuse now because it's all at home. And although that element of closeness, getting together with other consultants is sort of lost because we're at home, you also, Scentsy did, and I don't know how many of you, I guess raise your hand or put in the comments if you did attend the virtual SFR last year, because for being virtual, they did an incredible job. Tying everyone together, those video montages, the way they, did these elaborate, sort of video dress ups and things. It was just incredible. Honestly, we were kind of, I can probably speak for the other SSDs on here when I say, like, we were blown away at what they were able to pull together, because really right up until a couple months before, we didn't know if we were going to be able to go to SFR or not too. So they had already started planning a physical one and then had to turn around and do something virtual. So what they were able to come up with was amazing. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I'm going with what I was saying, but just that, no matter whether it's virtual or it's in person, sort of that, that investment in your business, it pumps you up, because by the time you drag through the year and we're getting busy or getting ready for another busy selling season, that SFR is a great time to sort of recharge your batteries and get a chance to, see what's coming, and it just kind of lights your fire again. We always talk about, you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, SFR helps to fill that cup, because you get recognized for your achievements. You get to see what's new and exciting that's coming, any new partnerships that Scentsy's going to bring out. And so it's just really a great time to sort of recharge and get inspired again. That's what I get so excited for. Of course, obviously I love the in-person ones, but I am looking very forward to the virtual one. And I'm guilty. I haven't registered yet. I know that's so bad. I came out, and that's a problem. It's virtual. I don't think about it because I'm just going from the kitchen to the living room. So it's not like I have to do a whole lot of planning. All I got to do is click register and I'm there. So I still haven't registered yet. So if any of you are like, oh, I'm not on the ball with this, don't worry, I'm not either. So we'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to pass it off now, because I could end up talking all night and I don't want to do that. And I know you guys don't want to listen to me all night. So I'm going to mute and pass it off.
Okay. Kelly or Dorothy? Either one, doesn't matter.
I can talk all day, but we will talk about, let me think about what you guys didn't talk about. We didn't talk about ribbons. You guys, ribbons are very important, and they're going to come in your box.
Oh, Dorothy, we've got Vanna. Vanna's got holding up her ribbons.
I don't think Scentsy realizes how important all of this is, because it looks like a bunch of junk on my neck, right? But when you go there and you get your name on there, do they even got it right? Yeah. So they got it right. But then you want the stream of these things, right? All these things. But you know what? This was my pride and joy when I finally got the Superstar Director one. Like, I could not wait to run in there and be like, yo, give me my ribbon. Like, if it didn't come in the box, they have a station at Reunion, which this doesn't matter if it's virtual, but they still are going to send you this. And then you can brag about it all over social media, and then you can create the FOMO, because everybody's going to want your ribbons. So every single reunion you go to or world tour, they're going to give you one of these, or incentive trips, they're going to give you one of these. So they just start collecting all over the place. So that's one thing. If you guys have not noticed, Scentsy does an event twice a year. It's every 6 months. And Emily just touched on filling your cup. And that's because the burnout is real and it's there. And that is for all of us, not just leadership, not just your sponsor. That's for every single one of us to refill our cup and give us what we need. Because after about 5 months, you're just like, and you're kind of winding down. And then all of a sudden you have this party, world tour, or you have a reunion, and it gives you that energy that you need again, because we're going to have new products. You're going to be the first one to see what's coming. They're going to usually give you, like, I think Emily, you mentioned it in your notes, the Oprah moment. So they always give us something. One time, I'll never forget my favorite time when they gave us Mickey Mouse Scentsy Buddies when they came out. It was like for real Oprah. And other times they'd pass out our testers, our new testers that were coming out. And you could not wait to open these testers and smell all the new scents, because they just went over on the big screen. And here they are in your face. and everybody's just smelling them. Another time they gave us a buddy clip and the pet line was launched, and we all got the pet line, and then we were able to show on social media what was coming out. Now we transfer this to virtually. Why should you guys join for virtually? Because these things are not going to happen. You are going to see what's able to come out. You are going to be the first one to notice what's coming out. You are going to create the FOMO. And I know somebody asked what the heck FOMO was. It's fear of missing out, and nobody wants to miss out. They all want to be part of it. Because this is so affordable, $11, that's amazing. Actually, I have a retreat that's coming up this Thursday with my leadership team, and we are going to be discussing this thing. And if you guys are watching right now, go ahead and close your ears. But we are going to be talking about experiences. We're going to be talking about memories. And these are things that every single one of you guys can create. You do not have to have like some crazy team. All you need to do is have a friend in Scentsy World. And I know last week we talked about creating micro communities. These communities might be close to you, they might be far from you, but you can create your own experience by bonding together, getting together, sitting in your guys' living rooms together. I know this year at World Tour, I went to a friend's house and I watched World Tour there because it's so much funner when you have friends to watch it with. So I want you guys, maybe in the chats, I asked you guys earlier where everybody was located, and I did that for a reason, so that you guys can go look in the chat and see if maybe there's somebody in the same state. You know what? It might be a 1 hour drive. It might be a 2 hour drive, but you know what? How cool would that be to create that memory for yourself? Today, all day, I've been putting memories on my Facebook, and honestly, a lot of the memories in my past 10 years with Scentsy has been Scentsy family reunions. It's something consistent every single year. Incentive trips are also something consistent, but when you're at an incentive trip, you're not there to learn, you're not there to grow, and you're not there to get my cup filled. I'm really there to enjoy my time, enjoy my friends, enjoy who I'm with. There's a word I'm looking for, like I worked hard for that, and I'm not trying to learn anything there. I'm just trying to enjoy my time. Where Scentsy family reunion, you create memories and experiences the same way, but you're there to work. And so when I'm creating these memories today, I would go back through each time and I would pick 5 or 6 pictures, and I'd be like, you know, this year I was here somewhere in the world, and I would describe some of the things that happened to me there. And without attending events, you guys, you don't have too many things and experiences and memories to share with other people besides the products. And we are way more than the products. We are a people company. We need to create memories. We need to build relationships. And how are you going to build relationships if you're not trying to? So my hope is that you guys go through them, chat, see who lives by you near, or if you're willing to travel and say, you know, I can pick somebody, hey Tammy, I know you live in Texas. What part of Texas do you live in? Do you want to get together for a reunion? How awesome would that be? I think that's about it for me. I think, is it DPP or Dorothy?
Yep, those two both haven't gone. I'm not sure if Dorothy or if whoever wants to go.
I got it. I see she's driving still, so yeah. I'm good. So yes, so SFR, just like Emily said, my first SFR wasn't until I was a director, and my first SFR was Las Vegas. I went without knowing anyone for the first time, and ever since then, I have never missed an SFR. It is truly business changing. You know, it will change your business. And, you know, I never thought that, you know, everyone always says that, right? But until you actually attend, or until you actually right now, like for virtually, listen, you know, take the time to sit down and listen listen to the keynotes. And my favorite part are the keynotes, actually. Hearing from home office, that just kind of puts different parts of our business into perspective. And so I really, really look forward to it. The other fun thing, like the girls said, were the ribbons. These are some of mine from over the years. And it's fun to get the ribbons, to wear the ribbons, and to to share them with your friends and take pictures with them and things like that. So even though you're virtual, you still get the opportunity to do this, and you can post your picture on social media and things like that and share it on your social media. So that's a lot of fun. And you also get a t-shirt. Like this was our t-shirt from last year. I kind of cut it up a little bit, but this was our t-shirt from last year. So the shirts are fun. I have so many different shirts from previous SFRs, which make it a lot of fun. One year it was last virtual actually. Me and some local team members just got together to go out to have lunch to watch a session together, and we all wore our shirts. You know, everyone asked, "Oh, you know, what are y'all doing?" Or you know, it was really a conversation starter. So it was fun for all of us to have our matching shirts and everything. But like the girl said, you don't have to wait. Oh, hey Amber. So you don't have to wait until your upline or someone does something for SFR. You can make plans on your own, you know, like they said, you know, find people that are local to you and things like that. And, you know, there's so many different ways to do that, especially here with our group that we have for Dreamstruck. But that, along with the announcements, you know, even my family gets excited with the announcements. Being able to watch virtual last year, we were all sitting in the living room together, and, you know, my husband gets excited, like, where are we going next? Or, you know, for SFR next year, or, you know, what is the next incentive? And, you know, things like that. I mean, it truly makes it a family business. And so being able to do that at home with the family was a lot of fun, especially since they announced it was Disney this year. So we will also be going to Disney this summer, and they are very excited. Let's see, except for the fact that my kindergartner has been, you know, since we told her we were going, she told her teacher that we were going over spring break, and then we didn't. And the teacher emailed me to ask, you know, what happened? Why didn't we go to Disney World? And so it was I was like, no, it's not until summertime, you know? So that was a whole ordeal. I'm like trying to get her saying like, it's not yet. But anyway, so SFR is huge. It's important for your business. And even if you can't do the $43, the $11 is completely worth it. It's completely worth it for all the things. And then we haven't even touched on the training. The training that's provided to you is uploaded and available for, I believe it's 30 days after SFR, that you can get on and you can watch it at your leisure, which is huge, because during SFR, whenever it's in person, you know, we get to attend all these different sessions, and then we get to attend different trainings. But having it virtual, you can just log on and pick your topic and watch it over and over as many times as you want, or share it with a team member, like, hey, this was a really good training, you know, or anything like that. So that's huge to have that opportunity just to log into the training whenever you can. So I'm excited. Does anyone else? Who's next? DPP? I don't see her. Oh,
Hey guys, I'm here. I'm in the car, but I'm on my way home. But hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. And my experience, and you guys have covered everything, really. I mean, you've done a great job. So I'm just going to tell you guys quickly about my experience. When I went to my first, it was called convention when I went. It was held in Denver, Colorado, and it was like July of 2010. And when I went there, I had a chance to walk across stage as a director, because I was a director for my first convention back then. So I remember the next time it was held at, let me tell you about the first one, okay? I remember finding out about Denny Morehouse, because Denny used to come to Alabama to work an event, and I wanted to know who this Denny person was. I was like so excited to meet her when I saw that she was the first consultant. So guys, go ahead. Those people who you admire that you don't know, write their names down and reach out to them. That's what I did with Denny. As a matter of fact, I stalked her. I remember when she was coming off the stage and I ran up there to meet her. And she said, who in the world is this crazy person? So, but she was so nice and she hugged me, and it was just a great experience. And I remember attending the second reunion. It was held in Fort Worth, Texas. And I walked across the stage again as a director. I walked across the stage again as a director. And I remember saying to myself, you're not going to walk across the stage another time as a director. That was 2 times walk across the stage as a director. So I remember walking into the airport in Fort Worth, Texas, Birmingham, and I met a young lady and told her about a fundraiser. So the next time I walked across the stage, I was a star director. So leaders are born at events. I was so pumped up at those events. It was like I was so inspired to go to the next level. And of course, all the things. And I only missed one reunion, and it was in Indianapolis. And I missed that because my son had brain surgery. That was like his third brain surgery. I missed it. I was so sad, but I knew I needed to be there for him. So that was the time that they announced the first Top 100 trip. And I remember all the consultants sharing that moment with me. They created these little, they call it flat consultants. They put my picture on a little stick and they held it up and they took me everywhere on it. And they would share that moment with me. That meant so much because I felt like I was not excluded. And that just made me feel so good. So when they announced the trip to Greece, I remember sitting at my son's house and I said, I'm going to Greece. I don't care how, I don't know the qualifications, but I said I'm going to Greece, and absolutely went to Greece. So those things pump you up. And I remember the virtual event last year. I love how Scentsy put this platform together because I earned annual mentor and I earned annual sales. So what they did, they put together a video. And I was like, oh God, I don't know. I'm not creative at all. Like, how in the world am I gonna do this? So I called on one of my team members. Her name is Hugh. She's super creative. She came to my house and we probably spent about 5 or 6 hours putting that thing together for this video. And it was amazing. I put it on YouTube. It was just something I could have I could not have done myself. But it was just so amazing as to how Scentsy put that together, the thought behind putting that together. So, and I love that I was able to, I have such ADHD until I got so much more from the training at home versus when I'm away, because I am all over the place when I'm away. But I was able to sit down and take notes. I learned so much sitting at home. So there's great value behind being at home. For me, it is because I'm such a squirrel and I'm all over the place. It's hard to pin me down. So I encourage each and every one of you guys to do this for yourself, because leaders are born at events. I can't say it enough because I get so much from these. I get so pumped up each time. So that's just my experience. That's just some of it.
I love it. Thanks, Debbie. So one of the things I wanted to also stress out is stress for this year only is that you guys get to include your family for free. Your family can sit and watch and be a part of reunion and learn all the amazing things. And so why not? This is a perfect opportunity for you to get a spouse that might not be that on board, get the family involved, because when they announce the trip, it's a perfect opportunity for you to sit down with them and say, guys, we're going to work towards this, or, this is what we're working towards. And so most husbands really enjoy some of the speakers that we have. So we haven't really touched on, we have really good speakers. In the past, we've had John Maxwell. We've had the guy that has no hands and no legs. What's his name? You guys know who I'm talking about. And then we had the Fly Girl one year, which was especially one of my favorites. The first Black lady who was a pilot in the military. We've had, oh my gosh, we've honestly had so many speakers. It's hard for me to keep track. But what I loved the most about last year's virtual reunion was that I got to watch all the breakouts. So when you attend in person, you have to pick and choose and you don't get to see them all. And this way we were able to watch every single breakout, and you didn't have to watch them all at once. You didn't have to cram all that stuff in your brain in one single day. You could literally take your time and watch one breakout every day for the next 30 days. And we have, you also have access to the recordings. I like to listen to them when I am on the treadmill, when I'm cleaning the house, when I'm driving, passing the time. There's literally something that you can learn from every person. So I want to do something fun. I'm going to launch a poll. And so we've actually haven't done this before, but if you are on here, I want you guys to tell me, on average, consultants who attend reunion earn blank more commissions than those that don't. So you guys make sure you vote. Co-hosts can't vote. Sorry, guys. I mean, I could un-co-host you if you wanted to vote, but this is for everyone else. So we're gonna give it a few minutes. Ooh, can you guys see whose attendees are now viewing the questions?
This is so fun.
I know, right?
I'm usually not the one seeing the results coming in. I'm usually the one doing it. So this is fun. I'm watching the numbers.
I know. This is fun. Everybody's like, you see them all go different amounts. So, okay, keep voting, everybody. You've got just a couple minutes to do this. Just 15 more seconds to vote. So far, right now, ooh, you guys are picking the middle answer. Oh, it's so fun. Okay. All right. We are 1 minute in. Everybody voted? And there goes my dog. That's the sounding alarm. My dog has spoken. The voting is ended. Okay. All right. Your guys' answer, the most popular answer was 350%. But I will tell you guys, on average, consultants who attend reunion earn 422% more commission than those that don't. Again, another reason why you should attend reunion. You get charged up, like what Kelly said. You get plugged in, you get revamped, you get re-energized, you get excited for the fall season, which is already a great season, right? So here are, I'll share the results with you guys so you can see. That was fun, right? I love it. And so why would you not invest $11 at bare minimum or $43 into your future if you can earn 422% more than if you didn't attend? I mean, it's insane. Okay, do you guys want to do one more poll? Raise your hand, shake your head. I made another one. Okay, so hold on. And I'm gonna do this one. Okay, so on average, consultants who attend reunion book blank more parties than those that don't. So go ahead and vote. You guys have 1 minute to vote. Yep, money, money, money. Insert the income disclosure statement. Results are not typical, may cause diarrhea, vomiting, and a rash that won't leave you. Okay, so we've covered all of our legal bases, and we will attach the income disclosure statement to this video later, just to be safe. Oh, you guys are so fun. I love this. You're getting to vote. I love seeing it. So 180% so far is in the lead. Very cool. You guys have 10 more seconds to vote, so make sure you get your voting in and check it out. I love this. This is so much fun. Okay. Ooh. All right. We're going to end the poll, and you guys, 180% won out. And guess what? Yay, 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 you are correct. Congratulations to those that chose. On average, you will book 180% more parties because you also get all these amazing skills and ideas that people are sharing, how they book their party, how they do Facebook parties. Are you guys laughing at me? Because I'm like, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So again, all the more reason to join and to register. And plus you're going to have fun. And again, if I can't stress to you, bra is optional, pants are optional, shoes are optional. Heck, even shirt is optional. You'll be in the privacy of your own home. I mean, if you really wanted to sit around naked, you could easily watch this naked. I mean, if that's your thing. So I just don't see a reason. There is really no reason why. You guys can spend $11 on a latte. I can spend $11 at Taco Bell. What else can I spend $11 on? And guess what? I'm going to poop it out tomorrow. So let's at least put $11 into some business tactics that will make you money. You guys could watch it. Yes, poolside. Absolutely. What other ways could you watch it? Post in the chat. What other ways could you watch it? I mean, come on. There's probably, like, let's keep it PG. Okay. On the pot. There we go, Amber. in my hammock on a road trip. You could literally watch it anywhere. And you can watch the recording if you miss it. So my favorite, Still Naked. Well, hey, to each their own. I'm not kidding. You don't have to have your Zoom on. It's going to be a recording that you watch. Nicole says she watched last year from a campground. Well, I'm glad you had Wi-Fi because a lot of campgrounds do not have that option. Kelly says in another country, right? You could be on the beach in Mexico, which I know is her favorite spot, and be able to watch Reunion. You can hide from the kids in the closet. Yep, 100%. I actually prefer to hide in the pantry because at least there's snacks. So make sure those are, it's very important that we have food and drinks. Dorothy said they watched at a restaurant last year with a drink in hand, watching from the camper. Oh, and your husband could deliver meals? Oh, now that's service. That's what I say. That's my kind of good deal. I'm going to be your buddy this year. I know we need to go. We so need to go. Anybody want to share some awesome moment that they've had? And it doesn't have to be our speakers. It can be any one of you guys. If you want to raise your hand, I would love for you guys to share maybe one of your experiences from Reunion and why you won't miss another one. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
Don't ever be afraid to go by yourself. I know a lot of people, it scares the living crap out of them. Don't be afraid. I went to my very first one was Denver. I hadn't even been a consultant for a year, and I went by myself. I went to St. Louis by myself. And I think, let's see, a couple others I've gone totally by myself and met up with people, with Carol and other people I've met once I've gotten there. So don't let it scare you.
And I do want to add to that too. Thank you for the reminder, Sarah. I want to add to that is that sometimes it's better to go by yourself because you're not, my spouse is always like, come on, we got to go back to the room. And if you know me, I can't get 10 feet or 10 steps without getting stopped. And so he was always like, just waiting for me like this, and so at least if I'm by myself, I don't have to worry about him. And so I don't have to worry about, I love going by myself. You're forced to meet new people because when you go with a buddy, you go with a friend, you guys only stick together and probably only talk to each other. You're very good about just sticking with each other and walking down the hallway at a real event. And so when we do have real events again, I want to encourage you to go by yourself if you can. You share rooms with other people, whatever, find roommates within your team. Maybe your superstar director has teams that are going and they all, you can sleep with anybody for a few days, really works out. Shove 4 or 5 to a room and just go. Holly says she met her upline in person at SFR. Yeah, I meet a lot of my downline. I meet a lot of team members at Reunion and I love every second of it. That's what I'm missing the most is hugging everyone this year. And so here's a big virtual hug for everyone, because I'm really missing all of you guys so much. Anybody else want to share?
I'll share.
Yeah, go ahead. Ethel?
Hi. Yes. Hi.
Okay, yeah.
So I went to Austin for the first time, and Dorothy's my superstar director, and I met I talk to everybody. I don't just stick to, but anyway, because I'm just talk to people. But I met my accountability partner there, and it's been amazing to have that accountability. And we've added 2 more accountability partners to our group, so there's 4 of us, and we Marco a lot and stay up on Zooms and just work, so it's been really, really, really good. And I didn't know her at all, so I actually met her there in Austin. Yeah.
And I am muted. I can't talk. Sorry, that's great.
It's okay.
Ethel, thank you for sharing. I love it. Accountability partners are amazing because you guys will push each other and continue to help each other strive along. A lot of times there is usually a new consultant meeting, and so people get to meet each other, or first time attendee. So then if you're there by yourself and it's your first time, you can meet other people. A lot of times superstar directors do team meetings. So then you can do it. You wouldn't have met her in person if you hadn't gone. That's right, Dorothy. So good. And Dorothy's an amazing SSD. I love her so much. So anyone else want to share? I love hearing these stories. Holly, go ahead. Holly Pierce.
Okay, so my favorite reunion that we have done is Nashville. And that's just because if you have a baby and you take your infant with you, I took my 4-month-old and she got there. I mean, home office season, they're like, "Ooh, baby, can I hold?" Like, I remember in one session I was walking because she was fussy, and Jason Harwood walked up and it's like, "Ooh, let me take her. And then you can go sit," and walked off. And it's like, they have the nursing mother's room. So it's like you could sit in there, and it was like, you still have the TV. So it's like, I love that even though we're businesswomen and men, when you're at SFR, it's like the home office wants you to get everything out of it. And like, there's so many pictures we have of my daughter with like all the home office staff, or even when we did since our reunion in Anaheim a couple years ago, my kids were there again, and the youngest, who'd been there, was freaking out when we went to walk across stage, and she wanted mom. And the home office staff, even though she was about almost 2, she was a year and a half at the time, they're like, "Oh no, she could fine." So she, on my hip, walked across the stage for her second time because she had to be with mom, and everyone thought it was the sweetest thing. So.
Oh, I love it. And there's a lot of pictures of Orville holding babies because he loves babies. So Dawn, I'm so excited. This is your first SFR, so you have registered and you're ready to go. Yay, congratulations. Thanks, Dawn. Show of hands, how many people have registered, ready to go, already registered? Oh yeah, nice. Let me scroll through. Good job, everybody. Scroll through those that have their cameras on. Thank you for great job. I'm excited. Allison or Jenny, I saw you have your hands raised. Did you want to chat? Did you want to speak? Or I don't know, maybe you just have your hand raised still from earlier when I was like, raise your hand, which is totally fine. I just want to give you the option to chat. Does anybody else want to share some amazing memory that they have? Or first timer here, first one, Tammy, Jessica, Stacy, Jeannie, I hope I say your name right. If I slaughter it, it's probably on purpose. I'm just kidding. I just really can't. I can't say anybody's name. If you know me, you know I slaughter everyone's name. Password. Pete, password's going for the first time.
You know what, Carol? We did not touch on that they announced the next incentive trip at Reunion.
Oh, go ahead. Take it away.
No, I just said we forgot it. So we need to talk about the incentive trip, you guys. Like, that's where you get the input on where we're going to go next. So if you're one of the people that has to know before everybody else,
where the next
another perk.
Yeah, they get to know where the next reunion is too, where the next location is going to be. In person, y'all. We're going to keep our fingers crossed in person. Some people were sharing earlier in the chat that their family was watching when they announced Disney. And so was it Holly that was saying she recorded the kids' reaction? Is that right? She has it on video, the kids' reaction to the Disney trip. Now, family trips are once every 5 years. So next year will just be a couples trip, but maybe your husband will be, or spouse will be so excited, right? To want to be part of that trip somewhere for a couples trip. Because how many of us take vacations? I mean, just with our spouses? It's rare, right? I mean, maybe it never happens. Sometimes people try, but get your hubby on a trip. Yes, they will be in Scentsy for the rest of their life. Like, once your hubby goes on a trip, they are addicted and they want to continue to help you get there. So they're like, help me, help you, help me, right? They don't want to say that, but they're going to be like, what can I do for you in your business? Go ahead, Dorothy.
No, just real quick, something I forgot to mention is how I said that Vegas was my first SFR. I only booked it because the previous month was my first Scentsy incentive trip. And some people that we were speaking to were asking us, you know, hey, are you going to SFR? And I'm like, no, I've never been, and this and that. And so on the incentive trip, I made friends, and my husband actually pushed me to go. You know, at the time, what was that, June? We had a 4-month-old. So, you know, then to go to the incentive trip, I was already feeling bad leaving her. But he, you know, he pushed me and assured me, it's like, no, you go. Like, we both couldn't leave again. So he pushed me, and I went alone. I stayed in a room with others that I did not even know at all. But, you know, so that's funny that you had mentioned that, because you know, they encouraged me to go, and I made plans within 3 weeks to attend SFR. So, and I'm so glad that I did.
That's great. All right. Emily, do you want to add any final thoughts tonight? We've got about 15 minutes left.
Yeah, actually, in talking, in Kelly mentioning the incentive trip, I have to say that, and this is, you know, this has nothing to do with the fact that my sponsor was really disconnected. However, I think many of us have a similar story about having, maybe we signed up under somebody who didn't really work the business the way we wanted to. And so, like I said, I was already a director when I attended my first one. So I actually been in like 16 months before I went to my first one. And before attending an SFR, I have to say I was pretty disconnected from other consultants. You're kind of, when you're at home and you're just slinging wax, doing the odd party, whatever, you're in your own bubble, you're in your own world, and you just think it's you and your customers and the odd competitive consultant that's in your neighborhood. But when you get to attend something like SFR, you realize there's a whole world out there, and it's just, there's something magical and comforting about that, because then you realize it's not just that the person down the street is trying to take your customers. It's really that, you know, there's this unity around, you know, we're all trying to achieve kind of the same goal. And so anyways, when I went to my first SFR, I knew nothing about incentive trips. When I first signed up as a new consultant, I thought, you know, I am never going to earn one of those. Like, I had decided in my mind that incentive trips weren't something that the little guy earned. It was people who were SSDs making big bucks, who had all these customers. They're the ones that get the trips, not me. So when, like I said, my first SFR was Indianapolis. Well, that's where they announced the top 100 trip to Greece. And there was also the Bahamas. Now I said, oh, Greece would be nice, because that was like a bucket list type thing for me. But because I had been to SFR and they talked about, you know, where you could find the criteria to earn it, you know, and this was back when, like, we didn't have trackers in the fun little incentive tab. It was like literally a document you read and printed off somewhere in the resources section of your workstation. You had to find it. It was hard, and you had to track it all yourself. So you could end up not earning it and not even know. But anyways, so I went home and I made a plan. Well, I actually didn't earn the top 100 initially, but I got really excited after seeing, and you know, they do the video and everything. I went home and I'm like, I'm going to earn this trip. I don't even care. I'm going to go and I'm going to earn this trip. I was determined. There was something different in the air about that. Pre SFR, I never had any desire. But when I saw the video, when I saw how hyped up everybody got, and when I saw that there was this, only the top 100 went to Greece, it made me motivated to try to be one of those people that got to go. So anyways, I ended up earning Bahamas. There were a couple of people that couldn't end up going. So I must have been right on the cusp, because I ended up getting an email saying, you know, we have some room on the Greece trip. Would you like to go? And I'm pretty sure I screamed. My husband thought somebody had died. And I'm like, no, we're going to Greece. And he goes, what? We're laying in bed and he's just freaking out. So anyways, it was Greece will always have a special place in my heart, because it was my very first incentive trip. It's where I met Kelly, where I met Debbie. Debbie was on that trip too. And anyways, you know, and like Carol said, you know, my husband, there was times my husband resented my business. Yeah, because I was a hustler. Like, I mean, I ate, drank, breathed, whatever, Scentsy. And it was hard for a while, because we struggled financially after my husband got out of the military. So we had to really, like, all I did was think about Scentsy. I was seeing customers at 9 o'clock at night because, you know, I wanted to hustle and make that income. And so when I could finally show him the fruits of my labor through that trip, that it's not me just sinking money into a business that's not paying, but I could actually take him on a trip, that's when the tide started to turn. He met other Scentsy spouses, and he got an opportunity to see what the Scentsy community was really like. And that's when it all changed. So anyways, in a roundabout way, that is how SFR changed my perspective on the way that I look at Scentsy as a whole. Again, remember, we all are from different corners of the world. We're all in our own little kind of world, in our own little bubble, especially right now with COVID. But, you know, just in general, it's not until you get kind of out into the big city or into the big SFR that you realize, wow, these are all consultants. We're all just trying to get to the same place. And it was truly amazing. And now, you know, like Kelly said, that the incentive trip reveals are always the biggest highlight for me. That, and I love learning who the Shining Star is going to be, because the Shining Star, they always do something like fun, like, you know, when they walked up to Heather Gorsuch's door and she's like, what are you doing here? You know, like, that was like, just blows your mind. Or when they were doing those videos one year, I think it was in Nashville, the people like I think Debbie was one of them, they filmed her, but they say, don't tell anybody because it's going to be for an upcoming promo. But she didn't realize they were actually filming her for the Shining Star reveal. Like, I get chill bumps just thinking about it. So anyways, those are the moments I look forward to, and they get me all excited for SFR. So I'm really looking forward to it this year too.
I love it, Emily. Thank you. Good points too. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, Kelly, any closing thoughts?
Yeah. So you guys, it's $11. It's going to be $11. I'd go 43. But when I tell you that Scentsy Family Reunion changed my life, it's exactly why I am here where I am today, because I went to a reunion. I will tell you that I was the most negative naysayer. There might be one of you guys that are watching that can totally relate. I was not going to go to this reunion where they were wearing purple Gumby suits and antennas and purple tutus and a bunch of weirdos, okay? That I was your girl. I am not going to that. It was like a cult. And everything that I possibly could have came up with why I wasn't going, I did, right? Until my friend, I had one team member, and she said, Kelly, you should really come. And she was just gung-ho, and me, I was not gung-ho. You should really come to Las Vegas because it's on your birthday weekend. And that's all she had to say to me. All you had to say was, honey, let's go to Vegas for your birthday. I was there. I said, I will go to Vegas, but I am not coming to your little cult meetings. I'm not doing any of that. But I was going to bring my sponsor. She was my friend too. So I had my sponsor and my one teammate. And I probably was an essential consultant because at the time, Scentsy only made you put in $1 every 6 months. I didn't sell anything probably my first year, maybe $1. And I'm not going. I was not going. I was like a spoiled little brat toddler kicking my feet. I was not going to the Scentsy Family Reunion. And I went and I laid by the pool and I said, hey, Melissa, she's watching. She was my first director. I said, hey, have fun at your cult meeting. I'll be by the pool. She's like, fine, whatever. So she went for 2 days by herself while I laid by the pool in Vegas. And then she came back injected with purple Kool-Aid. Like, she was like a Scentsy crackhead, you guys. She was like, Scentsy. And I'm like, shut up. And she was like, please come with me just one day, this final day. And you guys, that final day changed my life. And I can 100% promise you that it did. What happened on that last day? They told me about that damn incentive trip to Costa Rica. It was a pick, pack, and play. You got 6 places to pick from. It was like New York, which I love New York, Costa Rica, Canada, South Carolina, Washington, like some places I would never want to go. So then I was like, you know what? I like to travel, but I like to travel for free. So now, since he's speaking my language, I didn't care about anything else, you guys. I didn't go to anything else that whole reunion, which I probably should tell you that part, but I'm going to keep it real. I didn't go to nothing else. I went to that damn last one where they announced the Shining Stars, which Emily touched on, which that's also cool because they sneak around and they try to get you on film and they make up stuff to try to fool you. That's my favorite part too, because I'm like, how did they not know? Like, you know, if Scentsy comes and films you like 3 months before, you're probably a Shining Star. But they're so creative. And then they announced some damn incentive trips. And then I became hooked. And then I earned my trip. And then they got me hooked. And now I'm a Scentsy lifer. coaching and teaching you guys to come to Scentsy Family Reunion when I was the spoiled toddler brat. So $11 can change your life. $43 can change it a little bit better because then you'll have shirts and badges and name tags. And you got Scentsy, what is it? Scentsy merch. That's the new word, Scentsy merch.
Ellie,
And
you had a bunch of lanyards there. Do you have like an old lanyard versus a more current one? It's super fun, I think, to see how like you have a couple ribbons when you first start, then you have like a whole slew of ribbons as you.
I can usually tell by the last name.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was just wondering if you had one that has one or
Look at
two.
here's Fred. Fred had his own
Yep.
with one ribbon that I made so he didn't feel left out. Oh, here's one that had future SSD on it. So you guys, like, we have friends that make these too, the star director, superstar, leadership. Here's one from 2016 with no ribbons on it.
That was one of our trips. Yeah, it's super. I don't have mine. Mine's all packed away, or I would be able to show it. Maybe Dorothy, do you have one that has?
Sarah has a super old one she just held up. I don't know what that one's from, but it's before my time.
Let me see. Where me find Sarah? Where's?
I didn't think back then. I didn't think
wow.
it was cool to keep these.
Oh, here. That's Intensity. That was Denver,
Yeah.
right? Yep, that was Denver. And so she has two ribbons, and then look at this. This was Anaheim. Well, yet not last year, but the year before. Look at that. Superstar, go down. Yep, presenter, USA. So it's fun to see all the more ribbons that you have as you progress your Scentsy journey. So that's the other fun part. This is why the $43 is worth doing that one. So you get to have these lanyards, even though it's virtual, but when it comes to reunion, it's super fun to like.
Carol, look at this one.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me spotlight you. Just a second. Oh, Kelly. Let's see. Okay. What's that one? Oh, Olada. Oh my God. That's so fun. So anyway, Debbie, did you have anything else you wanted to say? I know that you're home, I think now, or.
Well, I kind of pulled over to the side of the road.
Oh, go ahead.
But I wanted to say what I do recall. I don't know if you guys remember, but I don't know if it was Las Vegas. They had this group there, and she caught this little guitar pick, and we still have it. And it's just lit her up. I can remember seeing that. I started taking my daughter with me to reunions, and I remember each time it would light her up because she was thinking, oh, I'm going to go on one of these trips. So when they announced Disney, I cannot remember which reunion we attended when they announced that trip. So we celebrated my daughter's 16th birthday in Disney. That just was like the highlight of her moment. And I can recall when we were in out these clues about the incentives. So they kept bringing out all these clues, and my daughter's loving to guess things. So as she's sitting there guessing the clues, she said, "Oh, you guys are going to Africa." She said it with the first clue that they brought out. She knew it. She said, "You guys are going to Africa." I said, "Girl, you don't know what you're talking about." And when they announced Africa, she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to go to Africa," but she wasn't old enough. And I hate she couldn't go. And she was like the year below the year that she could go. And she did get a chance to go to Disneyland in California. But those moments were so special to me to be able to bring her with me because she was able to see the excitement. So therefore, bringing it back home to have her to work with me, it gave her something to look forward to. So those are like my other highlights.
I love it. Thanks, Debbie. Dorothy, any last things? Amber, any last thing you want to share?
I will share that I just realized I was logging on to look. I have not registered, so I will be registering as soon as we get off this call, so I do not forget.
Good reminder, everybody, if you haven't registered, go do that now. That's okay. Just like Emily said, she hasn't either. It's okay. Don't worry. There's still time. You're not going to not get a spot. Amber, you want to share any last words?
Yeah, so I just want to encourage you guys, do it. You know, we've covered all the reasons why. we've said, there's no excuses this year because it's virtual, it's $11, blah, blah, blah. So it's a no-brainer. Do it this year and do it full out. Like, do it full out. Don't halfway have it playing while you're working on something else. Like, for real, soak it up, do it full out. And then, just like those words of wisdom that Carol spoken to me all those years ago, start planning now to go next year, because we are so hoping and praying that it's not virtual, that it is in person. Yes, it will be pricier. You will have to travel. You will have to get yourself there. You will have to pay for a hotel or an Airbnb. You will have to eat. Registration will be more because you're going to get more. But you have a year, you have over a year. So start planning now and take that same no excuses mentality you have right now for virtual for $11 this year and apply it towards next year, because I guarantee you, you will get so much out of it. No excuses, make it happen. I want to see you guys in person next year, wherever it is.
Thank you, Amber. I just love, she's so full of good wisdom, y'all. Okay, so with that said, we want you to please register for reunion. We want to see you there. If you are really wanting to go in person next year, I would say the average cost to attend is about $1,000. So if you want to do that for next year, you're going to want to save about $84 a month. That's what it's going to take to get you there next year.
And
Okay.
if I can put in one small plug, we are about to start a new incentive period for annual sales and annual mentor. Something that I aim for every year in my business are these awards. And that's simply because they fund my trip to reunion. So it's not money I have to take out of my business or out of my family's budget in order to attend. That $1,000 American, or if you're in Canada, it's $1,350 or whatever. That's icing on top of the cake. It's not money that, was built into my commission. So when I reinvest that money back in my business, I get to take it as a write-off. So it doesn't end up counting against me in terms of income. So if you're trying to find a way to make that work, then work your business, work the plan, and use the bonuses that you can earn from earning those awards to fund your trip to SFR. That's what I do. That's
such a good idea. Thank you, Emily. Yes. So, and people are like, well, what do so that's why I'm saying this is the cheapest year you'll ever get to attend reunion versus last year. And so, but you can always put some of your commission check. Every month I put some of my commission check aside for my Scentsy in education fund, is kind of what I call it, where I get to go, I can register for World Tour when it opens, for SFR when it opens. I have the cash and I have the money ready and available, because if it's there in your account, you'll spend it. So if you take a little bit and set it aside every single month, you can make sure that you have the money to attend all of these events, and nobody's saying, oh, is that going to hurt the family budget? No, because you took it out right off the top and it's already gone. And you kind of forget about it. And if you're not good at saving it, find someone who is good at saving and give it to them. No, just kidding. Get it out and let them help you. Okay. So there's always a way. We had to do it. My daughter, she's terrible at saving money. And so she gives us the money to save for her, because we're good at saving money. So it's funny. Sometimes you can earn reunion for free. Yes, that's actually one of the options, usually on an incentive trip. They didn't do it this year since there is no reunion, but usually, yes, that is an option. Thanks, Amber. Amber's answering all the questions in the chat. She's my secretary tonight. I love it. All right. Thank you guys so much. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. We look forward to seeing you virtually and getting all of your takeaways in whatever month it is, July, when reunion is in July. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hope you had a blast. If you hated tonight, talk to Teresa, send her a message, tell her it was awful. You never want this Teresa back again. It's totally fine with me. So no, I'm just kidding. I am Carol, for those of you that's your first time. I guess I should probably say that. I'm actually Carol filling in for Teresa tonight, but Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Happy Tuesday. See y'all later. Bye-bye.